Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And now, my question of today is: do you think Bitcoin will hit $20,000? And do you think XRP will hit 50 cents again? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And I just briefly want to say that this video, or most of my videos, will not be on XRP or Ripple alone. Almost all of them will include some other cryptos as well, as this article or this video is also going to be about Bitcoin, Donald Trump, VeChain, and some other cool stuff. Having said that, Donald Trump told Treasury Secretary to go after Bitcoin. According to John Bolton's new book, The Room Where It Happened, Trump was against Bitcoin long before his July 2019 Twitter tirade. So guys, if you are enjoying the Daily Crypto News, please support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. But for now, let's get on with the article. United States Donald Trump wanted to take his apparent dislike of Bitcoin off Twitter and onto the regulatory level, according to former National Security Advisor John Bolton. A June 18 article in Forbes about Bolton's new book, The Room Where It Happened, reveals Bolton heard Trump tell Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin to go after Bitcoin. The conversation between Trump and Mnuchin was regarding trade sanctions and tariffs against China in May 2018. And it's not the first time Trump has expressed a dislike of crypto. He went on Twitter in July of last year, in which he called Bitcoin not money and based on thin air. He continued by attacking Facebook's Libra token as having little standing or dependability. And now, one fun fact that I have to mention when reading through this is that based on thin air is basically anything that's online, period. You know, it's online stuff. It's not touchable. Same goes with bank accounts, right? Like, even if you put it on a bank account, they're most likely lending your money, at least a majority of it, out as well. And it's all a system based upon trust. The whole economy is a system based upon trust. And what is it really, made upon? Well, nothing. It's kind of thought up and it's just written down. It's not like it's really something you can touch anyway, right? Maybe gold is something that's not based out of thin air. But most things like money as well. I mean, even dollar bills, they don't really mean anything. They have no intrinsic value, the piece of paper. It's just the thought behind it. But that's also thought of, right? Some guy just, he sat next to a tree, was like, damn, trading rocks? That ain't efficient. Let's trade these pieces of paper. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Now, backing up Trump, the secretary backed Trump's position in the media following July of 2019, saying the White House was looking at all the crypto assets and subsequently claiming that Bitcoin and other crypto are used for money laundering more often than cash is. In February this year, Mnuchin said at a hearing that he would be announcing some significant requirements, new ones, for crypto with the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, alluding to more oversight by the federal government to prevent money laundering. I'm mercurial, but the mercurial Trump has also taken some decisions that may have benefited crypto after the conversation alleged by Bolton took place. The US president appointed Mick Mulvaney as a White House chief of staff in October 2018, and Mulvaney is pro-Bitcoin and has called Bitcoin a currency that is not manipulatable by any government. And that's actually one of the most important facts out of everything that we're talking about or looking into, and that is that it's not manipulatable by governments. It's quote-unquote decentralized, and it's something to kind of help the system out, be a savior of the system, but most importantly out of all, can really, really help the system out. I mean, I'm talking about there's a chance for Bitcoin or something like XRP or some other payment coin out there to either be a new hedge for the stocks or the US dollar does something crazy, or some crazy monetary policy kicks in. It could be that Bitcoin is going to save the day. But also for the way we're moving payments right now, for example, what Ripple does, they're trying to revolutionize this space here. They're trying to help everybody out, make payments cheaper. Those things are so revolutionary and kind of needed, right? And manipulatable by government, well, that's kind of where Bitcoin is, excelling, is that's where it's just amazing at is that the government, on its own two legs, cannot really manipulate it as much as they could with the US dollar. Now, can they manipulate the price? Well, theoretically, yes. Can they manipulate a couple of other things? Well, they could fork Bitcoin if they really put trillions of dollars into the mining equipment. Theoretically, then they most likely could. However, that's not really on the pipeline. That's not really the play that they're going for. And thus, it's going to be really difficult to manipulate because they can't just print more Bitcoin themselves. Again, another one calling almost the same type of stuff. US President Donald Trump wanted to crack down on Bitcoin trading, according to a leak of John Bolton's controversial book. And again, keep in mind that this book is quite controversial, and a lot of people are against this book, but I don't think it has been released quite yet, and we'll hear a little bit more about it as more info on it comes out as well. By the way, it's also a 577, what's this? Lashing out at Bolton. The 577-page book also contains plenty of other damning revelations, such as Trump seeking some help from, the Chinese president to secure a second term. And again, it's very controversial because some are saying it's built upon lies and lies and lies. Some are saying that that's the complete truth. And talking a little bit about those truths here, yesterday we were discussing BRICS, right? We were discussing about what the relationship could be between Ripple and the Brazil and, the BRICS, all those countries, Russia, India, South Africa, and China. We were talking about, what the connection could be. And a lot of you guys said, Russia, China, but the rest of those countries, actually you said Brazil, yeah, South Africa, possibly. And now, and even a little bit earlier, we've been seeing a lot of Ripple connections to India as well. But also from a different perspective here, just BRICS in general, they're doing really quite good from a crypto perspective, not even involving Ripple at all. They're doing really a lot better than I expected. In China, there's a lot of talks about making things simpler. In India, there's a ton of talks about cracking it all down, but also we're seeing how bad the people want it. And the same goes for a couple of those other countries, like Russia. It's always been quite good, I believe. I mean, I think more people in Russia use crypto than not, kind of looks like. No, it's not the truth, but kind of looks like that. After the SC of India forced the RBI to lift its crypto ban, Ripple is now offering its vision of how India could adopt digital assets and pitched XRP to policymakers. A little bit earlier, actually quite a while earlier, we were already discussing about the connections between Ripple and India, but right now they're just trying to tighten this bond possibly. They said on Twitter here, "We've published a policy paper to provide Indian legislators with recommendations for transparent digital asset regulatory frameworks. Read more on Insights." And again, if you check the page out, you'll find exactly what they've stated here. I don't know if it's going to do very good for you to read it. It's not that useful because, what are you going to do with it? The only thing we can wait for now is what move India is going to be making here. Because, pretty interesting. Indian crypto users beat RBI ban. And basically what I've seen here is that the community over in India, the crypto community, they've been trying. And I believe they finally got a couple of breakthroughs here, paving themselves quite a good path for crypto to develop over there. I mean, they're doing their best, which is pretty damn good to see, pretty damn cool. And I'm hoping that Ripple is going to have a lot of influence there as well. Because, I mean, a lot of people over in India, to, for example, the UK and a couple other countries, they're sending a lot of payments. Could make it a lot cheaper, a lot more efficient. And, I mean, Ripple has a lot of ties there already. Could a solar flare destroy Bitcoin as we know it? This bank thinks so. This is something we briefly went over yesterday, but I feel to ask you guys the question about what you really think about it. The Deutsche Bank said in a new report that a solar flare is more menacing than CV-19, and it will come and it will really destroy crypto and it will really destroy everything. And thus I'm wondering what you guys think about this type of stuff. Do you believe as well in the next solar flare that's going to be coming up, or do you not? I'm kind of wondering. exactly what you think about all this type of stuff. I'm really kind of interested. While most of the world has gone digital, Deutsche Bank believes that most forms of electronic payments will have issues. Then again, the power of decentralization may work well for Bitcoin. Even if some miners get cut off from the Bitcoin network, others will step in to fill the void. While how this works or will work remains unclear, Bitcoin still holds the promise of becoming a stable payment medium during this period. Deutsche Bank says there is a 1 in 3 chance of this happening in the next 10 years, and this, though, means that there is a slight chance that things will continue as they are. As for solar flares, they've been infrequent. Last one happened in 1859, so a pretty long time ago, but there's still a little bit of a chance. And it also brings into focus the robust nature of decentralization of payment systems. If another global crisis occurs and one part of the world is engulfed, another can take its place. As for another pandemic war, Deutsche Bank has said that it could happen as well. For now, the world will keep on spinning, and it's a pretty interesting thing to think about. You know, at least for me, I believe it's something to really think about in the bigger picture here about what's going to happen to the world. You know, what would happen to crypto if such a big kind of destroyer would come along, if people all lose hope in electronic things. You know what? Because we've been talking for a long time about what would happen if the US dollar did something crazy, or if a big recession were to come, or if some big monetary policy was being made, or big inflation, things like that. But one thing we never really consider is, what if this recession is so bad and a lot of telecom companies might not be funded as much, and a lot of them close their shops, or have some bigger issues where they can't support internet in a lot of areas anymore, or connections become really bad because they can't be serviced, or because of some newer pandemic. So not CV-19, but one is even worse, because theoretically with CV, if you don't touch anybody and don't see anybody, and you're completely on your own, there's not really that much going on, right? So one guy or even a team could still repair all the lightning and electric cables if they wanted to, because, well, they're not going to get CV from the cable, at least I'm assuming or presuming. However, if there, for example, was a solar flare, people could not go outside anymore, or something like that, something crazy where it's like a scorched earth or something kind of a fairy tale-y. I'm wondering as well, like, maybe people will not value money as much anymore, but more so stuff, right? And the first thing that kind of gets destroyed is not really traditional stocks, because, well, it's like you're still holding value in companies that will stay, but maybe crypto, because it's really kind of vague to a lot of people. It's really kind of further away, really kind of speculative, and I'm wondering if people are going to hedge even stronger or really bad. And you guys need to let me know your opinion about that. And by the way, press the like button and subscribe if you are enjoying the daily crypto news. Chinese officials say that Bitcoin doesn't make the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin ranks 12th in a recent blockchain evaluation index as published by the China's Center for Information and Industry Development. They do this all the time, guys, and never has Bitcoin been in the not even the top 10, I believe. It's always pretty damn low, with EOS always at the top, always, and a lot of these Chinese coins are at the top as well. But I don't attach too much value to this type of stuff. They really rank it kind of weirdly, with platforms always being at the top, but everybody their own thing. Ripple joins over 40 companies to launch a single global payment system, PayID. And here's all that you need to know. Ripple, the company behind XRP token, on Thursday said it plans to help launch PayID after joining a consortium of over 40 global companies and nonprofits. The SF-headquartered firm is now part of the Open Payments Coalition that will debut PayID, which will enable people around the world to easily pay a person or business entity. PayID will combine Ripple's innovative solutions and the power of the efforts by Open Payments Coalition to shake up the global payment system. So one of the things I must add there is that this is basically coming as a kind of a gift to Ripple. Exactly what they're trying to fix here is what Ripple is after. So having the chance to do this with a couple of other companies as a merger, at least a coalition or of some sorts, is also really, really good because it really enhances your progress. And of course, adds value to your cause, that's another thing, but also adds legitimacy to it because you're working with 40 other companies. The coalition includes industry leaders like GoPay, Blockchain.com, Brave, Ripple, Mercy Corps, BitPay, and others, and they've linked up to create PayID, a free and open standard that will make sending and receiving money across the globe easier than it is right now. So, quickly to read on just a little bit, PayID will be a single global payment network that will allow anyone across any network or using any kind of currency, fiat or crypto, to easily send both small and large payments. In other words, payments will no longer run over fragmented networks using proprietary standards to be too complicated account numbers, but rather they will use a united network in which all payment companies participate, one built for today's consumers and businesses, a blog post on June 18th stated. The new Universal Payment Identifier System is specifically designed to boost natural growth by eliminating the possibility of a single firm setting the terms for joining. As the blog post insists, PayID will be consumer-oriented in that it eliminates complex account numbers and instead allows customers to make simple names that can easily be remembered and typed. And now I'm wondering, really wondering here, whose initiative is this? And also, how is it going to be working involving XRP, right? Because here, Ripple's global payment network system that is now leveraged by over 300 customers, RippleNet, is integrating with PayID to simplify cross-border payments. This is pretty damn interesting, but let's move further a little bit. That being said, Ripple concludes, by enabling a world where money moves as easily as information, PayID drives digital payment forward, simplifying global payments for all and brings the world one step closer to realizing the Internet of Value. Ripple is proud to be among the coalition of industry leaders, helping to establish this much-needed open standard for interoperability so that the IOV can become a reality. And this is all from the philosophy, this Internet of Value, that we should make sending payments as easy as sending information like emails and blog posts and everything. Just everything's kind of simple, and then text messages. But payments, not that simple. And I'm also still, as I said before, wondering how exactly this is going to involve XRP. Also, what these other companies exactly are going to be doing. What type of role will they play in all of this? Because it basically just sounds like Ripple plus a couple companies achieving exactly Ripple's goals. So I'm kind of wondering exactly what type of part they will play, how this will involve XRP, how the already involved partners from Ripple will kind of look at this. Like, are the new partners from PayID also going to be registered under RippleNet customers? Or is this like all RippleNet customers are also going to be lined under PayID, and thus all new partners that were supposed to line up with RippleNet will now only fall under PayID, or both of them, or only on RippleNet? How is it going to work? What I'm assuming is that it's going to be, well, Ripple's just going to get new partners for RippleNet, which will add to the total counter of PayID. And for example, if blockchain gets themselves partners, it will also fall under PayID. But that again makes me wonder exactly how is PayID itself going to be doing anything? Because last time I checked, what does blockchain, at least well, blockchain doesn't really do anything for these cheaper payments in that sense. They just help facilitate payments, like for example, being an exchange, right? So how are they going to do what Ripple is doing on their own? Are they just going to take Ripple's technology for it? Or are they going to go for one new unified technology to do all of that? You guys know what I mean? Or is blockchain.com going to send all their clients that they can get onto the, maybe like the group chat, if you guys get me a little bit, and then Ripple does the real signing then? Or you guys need to let me know if you know anything. Otherwise, just at David Swartz over on Twitter. I'll try to do it as well with a couple of our questions, but I don't know if he knows. I don't know if it's his part to answer, but I'm going to check what I can find out later. VeChain vet Zilliqa Zil target key resistance levels to resume rally. Now, earlier today, I posted a video on Cardano and on Tezos, and of course, it doesn't get the most amount of views, but it's my own true opinion. And it's really the videos about why I've been buying the coin and why I've been really happy with holding it. because I have. I'm really holding it like happily because it's coins that I really think will do well in the future. But the same kind of goes for coins like, for example, VeChain here and Zilliqa I've been holding for a long while as well. They're all coins that are really, really, hold dearly and have done so for a very, very long time, but I don't cover them too much on the channel. However, that I don't cover them doesn't mean I don't hold them or doesn't mean I don't support them. It's just that I don't find the amount of news for these coins that I find for different ones. And I really, really rely on you guys to give me some more info on what coins you like, or maybe even send some articles that are important to me on Twitter, because I don't want to just cover price analysis every day in, day out, because it's not going to get you very far. I want to talk about facts. I want to talk about developments and new things that have been happening, because I think that's where you'll get the furthest if you talk about that type of stuff. And for ADA, again, to just quickly conclude, I bought a lot of ADA, and I'm kind of convincing people to understand the philosophy behind Cardano, because I love them a lot, and I really think they'll do good over the next couple of years, and thus, again, I'm pretty happy with them. And this is a little bit of a point of what I'm going to be making in next video. I don't care if you believe me or you don't. XRP will go above $1,600. I'm 10,000% sure. 16 cents, 160, $10, 1,600. It will happen. The world's reserve digital currency. And it's something I don't believe. I know it's kind of something that could happen. $1,600 per XRP. It's possible theoretically, but I see it as kind of far-fetched, and I'm not of the opinion that everybody should go and believe this or expect it. It may as well happen at some point in the future, but I will not consider it a 100% guarantee, and I'm not waiting for it to occur either, because it's just one that's pretty damn far, and I'm kind of staying away from that until there's more certainty surrounding it. If you guys get me a little bit, again, a lot of guys here as well are kind of skeptical about the whole situation, because when we're talking about prices, $1, $10, $15. They're all high, but I'm on your side. We can really talk about why it could happen, and all it would take is maybe one or two bigger runs, and not that much effort. When we're talking about 1,600, we're talking about a completely different league. And I would not know at all how it could ever get there, how that much money is going to be flowing into the currency, and exactly what could push it to get that high up. Really, I'm not even saying it's not possible at all, but I'm just saying I would not understand, at least at this point, how it will be possible. Like, what would need to happen for this to occur? Same for 589 predictions. Completely real with you guys. What would cause it to get there? They're all talking about conspiracies and new world reserve currencies, but even if it did become the world's reserve digital currency, how would it then get to $1,600 per coin? How? What is the sense in that? And I'm so kind of tired, but also curious to see what you guys think about these crazy high price predictions and how we'll ever get there. Do you just take these guys' words for it? Do you just believe them because they say so, or how does it work? Because I don't get it, and I don't believe it, and I'm skeptical as can be. And yeah, you guys just let me know what you think. But all right. Having said that, though, that was my video for today. Talked about a couple of coins and, of course, about what Trump has been talking about the last couple of years surrounding crypto. He's not that happy, maybe because he's scared of, Ripple taking over, XRP and world currency and type of stuff. Maybe he's not at all. Who knows? Has he ever thought about XRP and Ripple? Most likely, but does he really consider it? Who knows? Nobody does, except for the guys that, I guess, are inside. But hey, we can speculate, we can think, we can discuss. Thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you press the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to press the notification bell either, and comment down below what coins you'd like to talk about next. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody, and have a very, very nice day.